Hi guys, this is Steve here. In this video we're going to learn how to use the S3 functionality inside of MPC and just kind of go over a few basic things and how to upload to S3 on Amazon Web Services. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to notice that's new about this version, we're using version 5.25 here, and when you see this video it could be a later version, but this is the latest. Right here next to this, and this tells you if you're on a 64-bit or a 32, and this tells you what kind of hosting you have. I have Linux x86 64-bit, but right here it tells you what kind of PHP that you're on. The minimum that you need to have to be able to run the S3 module is 5.5. Now, a lot of hosts actually have this to where you can use this. So if you come here to your cPanel, and I scroll all the way down here, I can hit PHP selector. I click this, and it says that I'm running 5.5 for my domains and all that. So I can go ahead and do that. That's not a problem. Okay, so let's go back over to here. One of the next things that you need to be able to have is you need to have an S3 account. Okay, so you need to have an S3 account and you need to have a bucket. Now, Amazon allows you to have 10 buckets. This is mine, home services. This is where my bucket is going to be going into with S3. And I've already got this bucket here. As you can see, if I click in there, there's nothing to load in here. Nothing at all, okay? And so what I'll do is I'll look at all my buckets. So I've already made this bucket here. I won't go over how to make a bucket or anything else like that, but I've already made this bucket. And so what I've done is I've got this here. So you have to have your bucket as path 1, and it needs to be a folder, either a folder or a silo. So we can toggle as folders, we click there, or we toggle as a silo. This particular one I'm just going to toggle as a folder. I have my state, my cities, my keyword, and I do what's called city to stab. Is where I add the city and the state abbreviation on the end. So I already have all these and I'm ready to go. So let me show you before we actually dive into this and start building out, excuse me, what else we have here. We've got, we want to go ahead and take a look at our index page and our index file, our source file. Now, as you can see, I've got this right here. This loads up really nice, looks awesome. Well, we've got one issue, and I'll show you what that is. That issue is whenever you're using a project, right now Larry has coded this to where it's going to folder relative or folder addressing. And what we need is absolute addressing, which puts in the entire URL. Because again, we're not going to have these on our site. Whereas a normal build we would have these on our own domain, this is going to be on S3. So what we need to do right here is we need to change this. So what we can do is we can hit scan 404 and then do external website. Okay, it sees all these, and then I'll just type in my domain here. Okay, so my testing domain. And my testing domain.xyz fixed pathing, and then I go to visual mode, and so now I've got all this done. But as you can see, if I come back in here, I have all relative addressing, or absolute addressing, not relative, sorry. So I have all absolute addressing. So I want to go ahead and save this. I'm going to go ahead and save. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and close the editor for right now. Okay, so I am pretty much ready, and I'm just about ready to go ahead and do this, but I want to go ahead and click Blueprint real fast just to see how this will all look out. And I'll just go hit Abilene tree removal. Tree removal Abilene, this is kind of what the page is supposed to look like. I didn't change any of this content, guys. I literally just grabbed this. I wanted to grab it just to make sure. Again, this is a test. Okay. So let's come back over to here. Let's go back over to here and we will go ahead and get started. So let's click the build button. Now you'll notice right over here we have three options: live, tar, and cloud. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to hit cloud, and it asks for, it says right here, Amazon S3. Okay, so we've got to come over here and we got to get our keys. All right, so we can click that button right there. That brings me over to my console. Yes, it's going to give you all this stuff. Continue to keys. I'll go ahead and do this. And while I'm in here, I will go ahead and just delete this access key I had before. Click new access key. Okay, and this comes up right here. You guys obviously are not going to be able to see this because I'm blurring this out, because this is my access key, not yours. So, and we'll copy this, and give me 1 second. Okay, and we're back. I've got my access keys now. Go ahead and click test key just to make sure. Okay, key passed. So what we want to do is we want to select our region. This one in particular, I'm on the US standard, which if I remember right is North Virginia. And so what I want to go ahead and do here is I want to hit build HTML pages. Now watch how fast this is. Yeah, that was done in less than a second, guys. That's how freaking awesome this is. Now again, this is only 40 pages, but and I can come over here and let me just show you right there. As you can see, it's S3 Amazon AWS.com/home services/Texas Abilene tree removal Abilene Texas tx.html. Page fully works. I've got the video going. You can't hear the video because it's in my ear. And as you can see, it says tree removal Abilene. Okay, so let's go ahead and fix this. Okay, so I'll hit that. And so Larry's actually got a little area right here that shows you where you can go. If I wanted to look at tree removal Austin, I could. Again, tree removal Austin. I'm not doing anything really fancy here, so I can go ahead and close this and all that. So that is doing S3 with MPC. The next video I'm going to show you how to do XML sitemaps. Okay.